Guajiro here, que le tengo tremendo personaje in the building. El Steven Kampfer. Steven, ¿cómo andas? Saluda a mi gente de las redes.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
People, because I just found out right now, bombshell, he doesn't know any Spanish, so it's going to have to be in English. I am honored to have him as a guest. This individual honorably represented the United States of America. That is something that his family will hold their head up higher, knowing that he accomplished that. And he was able to win a Stanley Cup. Oh my God, but not as a Panther. I know, people. Psh. Oye, Steven Kampfer. Cheers. Thank you for being here, bro. Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Talk about life, hockey, and everything else that goes on with it.
Hey, my dear friend, do you have anything going on now that you're retired? Any investments, any projects?
The wife and I are starting up a fully integrated rehab and performance center for everybody.
Okay.
Not just professional athletes, but what we learned over time was professional athletes kind of have, the best rehab and performance care that we've ever come across. So why not be able to offer that to everyday people and bring it back and allow the regular individual to be the best version of themselves?
Just specifically hockey, or you're going to try to be well-rounded to other sports as well?
No, this is for everyday individuals. If you want to be a pickleball player, a tennis player, hockey player, basketball, if you have any type of ailing injury, we look at it and we find the root cause of what's causing that problem. If you have surgeries or anything like that, there's a part of the body that just kind of shuts down. What we do is we come in and we find the root cause, create an individualized workout plan for that person,
okay,
and then get them back to 100%.
The fact that you've been an athlete for so many years, it does help. And I would love if you have the gym or recreational facility to build them up where you can integrate up-and-coming athletes with professional athletes, because it helps them see the blueprint of, hey, I'm struggling now. Yes, I have an injury. Yes, I'm trying to do this rehab process, but he's struggling here every day as well. Look at the results he's getting.
So the great thing is we do it for everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm talking, we're going to have professional athletes in the building. We're going to have NHL players in the building. We're going to have MLB players in the building. This is a facility that's going to be training anybody, any athlete. And our motto is we're all athletes, right? Everybody is trying to get out there, be the best version of themselves. As we see down here in Florida, a lot of people are active. They like to play pickleball. They like to play tennis. You're in Florida, it's warm all the time, so you want to be outside, you want to be active. So what's to say that if you don't come into the gym and you see a professional athlete training and you see how hard they're putting into it, you're not going to push yourself to work out that much harder? Because
I agree.
What we do is we create an individualized workout plan that's going to not only help you, but maintain your strength and maintain that you don't get that injury coming back again.
I like that. And the fact that you have somebody overwatching you to keep you from fucking with your own head. Because sometimes you feel, I did a hard workout. No, you're good to go. Keep going. We have 10 more reps of 5 more workouts to go.
Yeah, so how we do it is, like I said, we create this plan. We do everything for the individual. Our professional athletes will be in there 4 days a week. And that's just because how we've tailored it over in Naples, where we maximize, a Monday, Thursday leg workout, where you need that 72 hours to let your legs recover, where then Tuesday and Friday we're doing upper. And
what's the name of it?
Matterhorn Fit.
Matterhorn Fit. I'll be sure to add the information on there. You're going to have a website and everything?
Yeah, so we have a website. We have our Instagram, Matterhorn Fit Fort Lauderdale. Okay. We have locations over in Fort Myers, Bonita, in Naples right now, and then another one going in Sarasota as well. So we're an up-and-coming franchise. We're excited because, like I said, we're giving the best rehab possible back to the everyday people. Along with that, we're now allowing, everybody to understand that you're all athletes, and we're going to treat you all like you're athletes.
You don't have to be a professional athlete on a payroll to take your body and your health serious.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
So people think, you go to the gym, and 99% of the people are chatting. They go to the gym just to talk crap, and you go to the gyms, they're packed, and you look at all the essential equipment, they're all broken. And it's...
Yep. So how we do
meal prep? as well?
We have one over in Naples right now.
Okay.
That is something that we have talked about putting over here, is, for people. Because I mean, you do see a lot of people that come
Yeah.
in that are looking for a meal prep or just a dietary plan or structure, because there are people whose bodies are different. You might have some people that, need more protein intake than carbohydrate intake, and some might need more fat or things like that. But that's for what our athletic therapists, when they go through the individual assessment and they see how your body's moving, then once we transfer you in the back and our movement specialist sees you, they make that call of what you need and how you need it.
And for joint recuperation and all that.
Yes.
I see you're doing a lot of traveling as well.
Too much. That's the wife. That's not me.
Yeah, you're doing. You've been traveling around with your wife and kid.
Yep.
You have a little boy,
we-
Teddy. He's a handful.
Yeah, we travel around too much. But I mean, you know what? For being gone the last 10 months, it's good to be back. It's good to be with them, kind of go places, just to be a family again. Because, when I was over in Russia, like I saw them for 10 days when we were in Dubai. And then I saw them in December. I didn't see them again for 6 more months. So when you don't have that time with your family, it's
Those are the sacrifices I want to touch on later, that people want the success, but they don't understand the sacrifices that have to be made to be successful.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not necessarily a sacrifice that I had to make. It's a sacrifice that she and
The
Teddy had
whole
to make.
family, you too, because you don't think you want to be there for your kid's birthday. You don't think you want to be
Correct.
there with your wife and have moments with them.
Yeah.
Go to the movies. Your kid wants to play with his friends, and you're not there for that first day of school. You're not. Those are moments you're never gonna get back.
Correct.
Those are sacrifices the entire family made.
Correct. And you know what? For the 10 years that we've been together, Tara's moved around numerous places, picked up, moved. So it's kind of one of those things. Once I retired, it was like, all right, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Because now you get the kind of like, as I called it, I get to become the passenger princess and take a seat, to take the back seat.
Don't say that, because Asa, can you show me there a picture of my dear friend here at Disney World?
Oh yeah.
Sacrificing. Oh my God, the sacrificing. Is that the face of a sacrifice? Hold on. It's going to come up now. Can we get it? Let me see. Yeah, that's over in Dubai. Yeah, that's
in
nothing.
Dubai.
But look at them all, the sacrifices.
Hey, I love Disney as much as she does, but I'm just saying, like, that's the fun part, because at this age where he's 6 years old, you now get to see those characters through his eyes, where
Yes.
it turns the complete page of, all right, you used to go there when I was a kid, and my parents talk about, like, when they saw me. Now I get to see it through his eyes and how excited he is, and it makes the trip so much more fun, because
I hate that shit. I don't give a shit. First thing he says when he gets to my house, he saw the season pass holder magnet on the, oh my God, you're a season pass holder too. I go, my wife is, not me. Screw that. But
I mean, there's great stuff for everybody.
maybe because you have a boy. I have two girls.
Well, they probably do all the princess stuff. Like,
yes.
I have him, and all he wants to do is ride the roller coasters. He's sitting there asking, how many times can we go on Guardians of the Galaxy, or how many times can we go on Aerosmith? Because he's the adrenaline junkie.
Have you done the Mickey's Not So Scary?
No, we haven't. We wanted to.
Highly recommended. We only stopped because they did get more expensive, and the economy has gotten to a point where I can't make that sacrifice. But we used to go every year. I highly recommend it to you.
Yes.
It is fun.
So we talked about it, but I think we're doing the Christmas one this year,
Okay.
and then next year we'll probably do Mickey's Not
It's
So Scary.
less packed. It's
Yeah.
more, what do you call it? The Halloween. So it's more, what's the word I'm looking for? The holiday oriented.
Yep.
So it's more of a touch to it versus the same one you see every time you go.
Yeah.
But you're a risk taker. And back to the risks and sacrifices of traveling so much. There are people that they travel and their wife ends up leaving them. They have more problems and stress while they're out. The wife's partying, living the good life, spending all that money. You got lucky and you got a great woman.
Yeah, I did get lucky that she is great. She stays at home. She took
Family
care of
woman.
everything. Yeah, she took care of everything at home, which was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing because without that, she took a lot of stress away from the game, or from like me having to
Because a
play
lot of
game.
women, they add.
Yeah.
And when you're away, that becomes so overwhelming because you can't, you're so far that it compounds onto itself.
Yeah, it does, because I mean, like if you're dealing with something at home or things like that, I mean, the amount of times this year I get called 2-3 o'clock in the morning over in Russia because, Teddy's kind of going through something, but those are the sacrifices you make, because it's like you realize that she's kind of at the tail end. Like she can't, like she's like to the point where she's at her breaking point of like, all right, hey, call dad, because this is the only way you're going to settle down right now.
Yeah.
So like, those are the hard parts of like having to deal with it.
Yeah. How long were you dating before you guys decided to have a kid?
We were together for 4 years
4
before we
years?
had a kid. 3 years. 4
How
years.
long were you on Bumble
I don't know.
before you
Couldn't
met
tell
her?
you.
You're a
Couldn't tell you.
risky,
Couldn't tell you. Honestly,
risky individual,
I
bro.
couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. She, the best part
It's
is
risky. There's nothing bad about it,
She has
but-
to match with you first. So then she has to take the choice. And then the best part about that is,
But you and your
I was so young.
as an athlete,
Yeah.
you run a great risk.
Yeah.
Because you get the wrong woman, she says you raped her, or she finds out and she comes after you for
This is
money.
a different time though. This was back in 20.
Okay, but it's
15.
just, I'm thinking of
Yeah.
at least Miami mentality of women. You just, it's a big risk.
I can tell you, I wasn't going after the Miami girls.
What, did
like
they
when I
even
was in.
smell? You got
That's the
money.
problem.
That's blood in the water.
Oh well, I mean, you see it now. You see all these guys that get in trouble with it, and it's insane. But I don't know. I always had a good knack of like reading people. Like for me, like I don't open up very often. Like it takes a lot for me to kind of open up to somebody. So you could probably ask her the first little bit. Like I like to hold my cards to my chest. Like I don't really share. I share enough to like
To gauge, to figure out and
understand.
judge you.
Yes, but I can also kind of read the room of like, all right, I can see like
The
what your
mischief.
end game is, because like if you're not going to be 100% honest with me, then like I just don't have time for you, and I'm not going to talk to you anymore.
I think you're the same as me in the sense of you give somebody the 100% of your trust until the signs, but you have enough mischief to catch on to them and know, okay,
Yeah. So like, and that's with friendships. That's with, women. That's with anybody. Like you can read them right away. Like I don't know. Like I learned that at a very young age because I moved away from home at 15 years old. So like I had to kind of figure it out very quickly.
Damn.
Of leaving home, of like, all right, I'm living away from home with
15
random
because
people.
of the sport?
Yeah, for hockey.
Oh,
so like I
shoot.
moved away. I moved away to Sioux City, Iowa.
So you were getting motivated with promising
Too early.
early.
So like
That things are going good for you.
too early. Yeah. So like when I was a kid, I played up in hockey for a lot of years, and then I was playing with 18-year-olds when I was 13, 14
Sheesh.
And then
Where were you raised?
in Michigan, just outside of Ann Arbor.
Oh, that's
Jackson.
a big
hockey area.
yeah.
And so like you learn at 13, 14, like, yeah, my dad and mom are driving me to hockey 5 nights a week, but you're in the locker room with 18-year-olds.
It's a sacrifice. Now that you have a kid, you understand that sacrifice.
Makes all the joys of going to sporting events so
Plus,
much
they're
more.
working their full-time jobs,
Oh, yeah.
dealing with the house chores that you don't
Everything.
understand.
Everything, which, you take for granted.
They were together the whole time. Are they still together?
Still together.
Cheers to that,
they
bro. That
live-
is so unheard of.
Yep, they live
Great
in
foundation.
They live in West Palm Beach, so they're
What are their names? Their first names?
Bruce and Karen.
Bruce and Karen. Cheers to you guys. You raised an amazing gentleman. You created a great foundation that's not just for him, but for Teddy and the rest of the family. Cheers to your family. And it helps to let you focus on that dream.
Yes.
When you don't have that separate family drama, it makes it that much harder.
Well, it was great because like, my mom and dad put their own wants and well-beings ahead of, behind, and put mine ahead, because I had a passion for something.
Yep.
And they just kind of let me go with it. And it was one of those things like my mom and dad put me in every sport possible. Everything was like, all right, try it once, try it once, try it once. If you like it, keep going. And I got to the point where like I was really good at baseball and I was really good at hockey. And I had to decide, I had to have knee surgery at 14. I had to decide if I wanted to have
Did that
it.
almost stop your pursuit?
No, because it wasn't bad. It was called I had like a plica. It was like a bone fragment that was rubbing across my kneecap. It's like, it's almost like
It can
cartilage.
still stop a lot of people. I'm glad that you're telling me no, because remember, you have to like, it's a step backwards. A lot of people get a small step backwards mentally. The bounce back, they give up.
No, because I had to do it at a time where I had to decide if I wanted to play summer ball for baseball or if I wanted to do it in the off season for hockey and be ready for hockey season.
Okay.
So right there, I had to decide, and I was 14 years old. I had to decide what season I was going to do it in, and I decided I really wanted to go for hockey. So it was like, all right, there's your time. You're done with baseball. And that's kind of when I forced everything. Like I put all my eggs into a basket and kind of went with hockey. And as soon as I had the knee surgery, my parents never forced me to go to rehab. They never forced me to go skate. They never forced me to go work out. It was all me. It was, I want to go. What days of the week am I working out?
Avoiding the PG-13 bullshit. It was either jerk off all day at that age or go skate in the ring, go play hockey, go be out and be a kid.
And be a kid.
And good for you.
And I was lucky that my sister was 2 years older. So my sister would drive me to the rink or drive me to the gym. Because like my parents were working.
She would even help you?
She would help.
That is so unheard of.
Yeah, so she was at home and she would drive me to the rink or she would drive me to the gym and be like, all right, I'm going to drop you off. Now she would literally look at me and go, what time do you want me to pick you up?
Because that shows a lot of selflessness in her part.
Yes.
Because I can imagine your family investing so much time and effort in you.
Yep.
And some sisters or siblings would feel neglected and selfish, like, but what about me? I want to do this and I want to play volleyball. And
my sister's the most selfless person you'll ever meet. And it's crazy because you see her with Teddy, my son. My sister would drop everything just to spend time with him right now. And that's just the way she is. That's, there's not a vindictive bone.
Good
there's not
sister,
an evil
bro.
bone. She's family oriented. Like she wears her heart on a sleeve, but she will do anything for family. And I was extremely fortunate that she was my sister because I understand. I've seen it, like you just said, like a lot of sisters wouldn't help you. And my sister would have taken the shirt off her back if I needed it after workout just to make sure that like I didn't get sick.
You're blessed. I had 3 older brothers and a sister, and I've had knives pulled on me. I've been robbed. I've had so many issues. I've been jumped so many times. Like I've been in so many altercations when I was a kid. I was always out in the street. And I never, not once had a brother or anybody be like, hey, what happened to you? I got you. Like my dad was like 50 when he had me. So it's not like I could run to my parents or tell them or have anybody have my back. So I always dealt with my own problems. And even if any of them found out I had something, I'm telling you, I never had anybody ever have my back like that. So to hear you tell me that your sister was like, yeah, I'll drive you.
Yeah.
At that age, she probably had her own friends she wanted to hang out with. Her own little kumbayas and stuff she wanted to do. And she chose to drive you. And it's not just drive you. Somebody's got to pick you up too.
Well, that's what she'd say. She'd be like, all right, how long do you need? And it was like, I would go in at the time, I mean, you'd work out at a YMCA. So my sister would drop me off at the YMCA and she'd be like, all right, I'll pick you up in 2 hours. So I would just be at the YMCA and I would have to, but like you said, before when we were talking about workouts, like I had to figure out how to do stuff. I had to figure out how to train myself. I had to figure out how to do these things to the point where like, all right, like I gotta start lifting weights. Now got to the point where I was like, all right, walk in.
No coach. You didn't have a coach.
I didn't have a coach until I got to college. I didn't know how to train. I didn't know how to lift. And then when I got to college was the first time I actually had a strength and conditioning coach.
Yeah, because that plays a big role, and it's hard to it has to be in you.
Yeah.
Like when you're in high school or a college level, if you're a coach, be a coach because you want to be a coach, because you want to make a difference to these kids. Because even if they leave and they don't play the sport, you educated them on how to be the best version of them. Take care of their body, their mind.
Yeah.
Because something as simple as working out and knowing how to work out. Like, hey, after you work out, consume some protein. Make sure you hydrate. Shit, guess what? You can work out more days out of the week if you're eating right and you're drinking appropriate amount of water. If you're not, you're feeling like shit throughout the whole day. You're not recuperating properly. So
I didn't learn about nutrition until I got to college and after my freshman year.
I'm surprised.
I didn't learn about that because, I mean, like I said, I moved away at a young age. And then when I came back in the summer, it was like, all right, like you're skating at school. Like I was allowed to skate at Michigan because I was committed there. So I was allowed to go up and skate with the guys in the summer. And I wasn't allowed to train with them.
Mm-hmm.
So then,
but you weren't?
I couldn't train like off ice.
Because you were underage, or?
Well, because I committed when I was 16. So like I still had 2 years of school left, so I couldn't go until like after before my freshman year of college.
And none of them took you under their wing?
No, well, because a lot of it was, you're skating with them. They knew you were coming in. And a lot of the guys at the time didn't stay back in town. It was like, all right, you had other pros in the area. For me, it was like you're shell shocked because you're in the area that you're just like skating with other guys that went to Michigan, or you're skating with pros. So it was like awesome that you're just there. But then I didn't learn about nutrition until I got there my freshman year. And then that was kind of when you get the harsh kick of reality of like.
What college was it?
University of Michigan.
University of Michigan. Oh, that's a good school.
Yeah.
Did you finish your degree?
I did.
Good.
I did.
A lot of people, they neglect that.
So that was the one thing when I was in school was my mom and dad were very big on education.
What'd you graduate with?
Political science.
Hey.
Yeah. So when I was in school, I'll sidetrack here for a second. So like when I was in school, my junior year, I got jumped outside of a bar. And
typical day in Miami.
Yeah.
But whatever.
By a football player, wrestler, and he suplexed me, picked me up, and flipped me over, and he fractured the top of my head down to my fractured my occipital condyle bone, all the way down. I was 2 millimeters away from being paralyzed.
No surgery was needed?
No, I had to wear a halo.
Because I know that's very important up here. My spinal surgery at least was on the bottom.
Yeah.
But on the top, the C
C1,
vertebrae
C2,
are the ones that are very delicate.
Yeah. So it was right there. It's 2 millimeters away. I had to wear a cervical collar for 8 weeks. And the only time
I wish I could. If you have a picture, send me that shit. I'd love to post it. But anyways,
yeah,
I'm sure it sucked having to go to school, and I'm sure there was days you were like, I'm not gonna go to class. I'm not gonna wear this.
My freshman year, I hated it. I wouldn't go to school. I thought I was smart. I was like, I'm not gonna go.
No.
And then I realized I'm like, I have to go. And then when I got hurt my junior year, I was like, well, this hockey thing might not work. So I was like, I need to have a fallback plan.
Was that recuperation? Because
8 weeks.
Oh, that's not much.
It wasn't
8 weeks
much.
is not much, but then mentally.
But I was also told that I may not ever be able to play hockey again when I was in the hospital. So at that point, your mentality.
Shame on that doctor.
But your mentality also shifts because it's like, okay, now I have 8 weeks, and that was the time where I had to declare a major. So I was like, okay, what do I really want to get into? What kind of piques my interest? That's when I was like, all right, I want to do political science because I was like, I wanted to go into law school. I was like, if that was the fallback, I wanted to learn and I wanted to set myself up to possibly go to law school.
Any family members in that field? No. Why would they call you? Oh, that's
I just
a
wanted
hard
to
field.
do it. Yeah, I just wanted to do it because at the time, like I had gotten hurt, so I wanted to understand what was going on because the state of Michigan was prosecuting this kid. So I was like, I wanted to understand what was going on. So I was also taking classes and like being able to like understand a little bit of it. So that was kind of piqued my interest of like, all right, now I'm going to go into political science. And then thankfully, like you said, the mentality kind of shifts and changes where I had I had 2 cervical collars. I had like the one that was like not a permanent one, but it was like a plastic
the foamy one. Oh yeah, the plastic one. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And then I had a foam one, and the only time I could change it was at the rink, and I had to be with our 2 trainers.
You were still training even though you had it?
Yes. So this is kind of where my whole mentality of training, and I thought I knew how to train until this point, and this is when my whole training changed, was because Mike Barwis, who was at the University of Michigan with Rich Rodriguez. Was his first year there. Him and Dan Moses were our strength and conditioning coaches for hockey as well as football. And when I got hurt, the kid on the football team, he got kicked off the football team.
Yeah.
Mike Barwas came over to the rink with Red Berenson, our coach, and they were talking to me. And Mike looked at me, and this is why I have the utmost respect for Mike Barwas. I love the guy. I trained with him for 18 years. And he looked at me and he goes, if you want to make it and you want to get back, just listen to me. And I was like, I love this man. Because he got me out of a very, very dark place, like you said, because like I'm looking at it going, hockey might be
And step
over.
backwards. You already thought in your head,
Correct.
this
Yes.
is red carpet. And I think
Yep.
you have the success that you've managed to acquire in your life because of moments like that. Because the wolf climbing the hill is hungrier than the wolf that's on top of the hill.
Yes.
So you need those setbacks to make you hungry and want it that much more.
Yeah. And he changed my entire mentality of, all right, training. And it started the next day after we had this conversation. I showed up at 7 a.m. in the morning, and I walk into the rink, and who's on a bike? Red Berenson, sitting on our head coach of the hockey team. He's 60. He was 67 years old at the time.
Yeah.
He's sitting on a bike, ready to ride with me. So then he and I started riding bikes. We'd ride a bike every morning together for 30 minutes, just to ride a bike, and just for me to get
Your
be
body
a little
moving.
bit active.
You
Be a
need to
little
get
bit
your body
active.
moving.
And then it turned into, all right, now I'm gonna train. Now I'm gonna do this, and they built like they built me from the ground back up to the point where I was like, this is amazing. And now it kind of goes back into like later in my career and being done is now opening a gym. It's like I want to do
just
that.
getting started.
I want to do that for everybody because like I've seen it. I know what it's like. I know the deepest of lows that you can come in when it comes to an injury. And I'm going to build a team. I'm going to build a program and a success for you to get out of that and be the best version of yourself.
Just keep in mind that it's going to be mental as well.
1,000%.
Because I think, yes, physical plays a small portion, but to get the guy to battle day in and day out, it's mental, which is why I like bringing people like yourself, because professional athletes can actually relate to those who have been in a combat zone.
Yeah.
Because it goes to that warrior's mentality of you're not, I'm in a bad predicament because so-and-so, and you're trying to earn every day. The success for today wasn't a gift. I earned this shit. We got into a firefight and I survived. I earned the day because I practiced. Everything that I've done till now, all the practice days and the PT and all the little details, it's all the little things that build you up to today's success. Those days that you had the collar and they told you, hey, we're riding a bike, you could have been like, I don't feel like it. I'm not going to today. And nobody would have given you a hard time. It is what it is. You rode that bike with that trainer. You didn't make excuses. You fought every day for all the success you had. And do you still talk to any of those people from the college? Because
I talk to old teammates, things like that.
it's important, because we forget sometimes. We think we're okay and we're focused on us. Talk to them every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know?
You see it now.
Check up on
like,
them.
You see it now with social media. Like you see the things, and I mean, heck, I had a teammate that, I think it was like a month ago, just got 4 years sober. So it was you reach out to him, you hadn't talked to him in 10 years. So it's things like that where like you were saying, like you reach out and you talk to him, because those are the battles that like the internal battles that a lot of people don't know that they're going, like you don't know that people are going through, that just to kind of reach out and have that conversation, because you never know that simple hello could spark something, or just like a conversation that, you bring up from years in the past.
I agree. I read a quote earlier today, and it said, I hope you win the war that you tell nobody about. Because everybody's fighting this internal demon that we were talking about earlier, how in our generation, we really don't open up about our problems. At the end of the day, I shelter it from my wife and kids, the people I talk to on a daily basis, because it's not my job to burden them.
Well, that's how you think about it, right? Like, I mean, how I've always done it is like, I mean, I was blessed where I had some great performance coaches and things like that, or sports psychologists where, you know, the one that
they offer, I didn't know that.
yeah. So we had sports psychologists, and I had a great one, Derek Anderson here with the Panthers. And this man was amazing. He worked with the Mets. He worked with the Panthers when I was here. I think he still does work with the Panthers here. But just the way that he would not necessarily get you to open up, but get you to change the way you would
To
look
understand that if you don't tell nobody, and that's the purpose of it. If you don't tell nobody that you're going through something, it's hard for somebody to tell you. And it's the ego that stands in the way. Because if you tell your family or your mom, I'm not ego person. I earned my success. But I know if I had to, and I go to my mom, can you loan me $1,000 so that my daughter can go to this concert? She'll lend me the $1,000. But if you don't ask for the help, you're not gonna get it.
That's true.
Don't let it get to the point where you're in such a deep hole, because the day you take the action of suicide or something to harm yourself, you really do screw up the friends and the people that would have been there to help you.
Well, because then everybody sits back and goes.
They blame themselves. I do it all the time.
They blame them. Not.
I blame myself all the time. My best friend killed himself when we got back from Iraq. I blame myself every fucking day. Because I was going through the same shit, but I was so worried about my problems that I never looked to pay attention. Shit, the signs were there, bro.
Talked about
Should have seen it.
And that's the hard thing too, though, because like, I mean, obviously you're coming back from similar situations where, you know, you have to look out for yourself too, right? Like you're trying to figure out how to get back into a regular routine and things like that. That sometimes those things do kind of go by the wayside, but it's like, I don't know.
It gave me purpose. And that's why when you told me you reached out to your friend who was four years sober, there's other friends. Don't forget to reach out to them every once in a while. And to go back to that point and your mission, what age was it, if you can recall, that you knew the NHL was a legit like possibility to you?
Me?
Like, oh shit, this
Like
can
it was
actually
there?
happen. Yeah. What? How old are you when that happened?
It's always a dream, right? Like it's always like you're a kid in the backyard playing.
Yeah, but at some point,
You want to.
you're like, oh man, this can
my
actually
junior
happen.
year of college, when I came
Was
back
it?
from my injury.
That early?
When I came back from my junior year of college, after I got hurt, I came back and I ended up finishing the second half of the year, and I played. And I was drafted by Anaheim, Mighty Ducks at the time. After my freshman year, I came back. I finished the year, and I had pretty good numbers, but it was like, okay, I can do this. Like I'm gonna take the next step here. And I remember having a meeting with my agent, and right after we lost in the NCAAs, and I was like, I still want to play.
Yeah.
Like I still want to keep playing this year. He's like, well, let's take a day. Like, let's think about this. Like, you still have
Smart
another
man.
year. You still have another year of eligibility. So I was like, okay, let's have this conversation. So then I went and I talked to Red, who had rode the bike with me all those times, our head coach. And so I went into his office and I was like, Red, I think I'm ready. And I was like, I want to know, like, if I can leave. And, like, it's not that he had to sign off on it because it was my choice. And he looked at me.
His experience, you just wanted to get his intel point of view.
Yes, I wanted his blessing, right? Like him to, like, say, like, you're ready. Yeah. And he looked at me and he goes, no.
Good.
And I said, and I remember, like, I was puzzled. I couldn't believe that, like, I was like, what do you mean? Like, I'm ready. And he goes, give me one more year and I know you will be more than ready to go. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, work out this entire summer here on campus like you have been. Stay here, take your classes, get ahead in school. So then by your second semester, you're only taking a few classes. So my second semester of my senior year, I was only taking 2 classes.
Yeah.
Because I was ahead. So then it turned into him and our defense coach, Billy Powers, where every Tuesday and Wednesday, we were breaking down video of me the weekend before and then breaking down video of the team that we were playing this weekend of who I
You
was
learned
gonna
how
play
to
against.
study film.
And I learned
You
how to
learned a
go
lot
through
more.
it all, and I learned how to break down a forecheck, how to break down a penalty kill, how to break down a power play.
How to be a good teammate.
Yes. And you're sitting there and you're learning these things. And it wasn't until probably our season started in October. I want to say it was like November. I realized that like at that time I was just turned 2021 at that time.
21. I just touched down in Iraq, motherfucker.
And I'm sitting there going, I now have the strength to push all these guys.
My
off
last
of it.
cheers to you. And you had a good 21-year-old.
But that was when I knew, I was like, okay, this is going to pay off. And then by the time that the season ended, we lost in Fort Wayne, Indiana, in NCAAs. And I was sitting in the locker room. Red and Billy come pull me out of the locker room. And they had the contract right there on their desk.
Yeah.
And we're like, sign it, you leave tomorrow. And I went right to Boston.
Yeah, but those years that you think the winning the college and all this, it's so insignificant to the long-term picture. Because if you think about the independent game, you take it serious in the sense of you're giving 100%.
Yeah.
Right? Every game you've played and everything. But the years you didn't win a Stanley Cup, the years you didn't win to go to the Olympics after the fact that you went, it led you to be the father, the husband, the person you are today.
Yeah.
And I tell people I judge people a lot on based on what they do for mankind, because so many people are sucked into themselves on what they do just for themselves or their wife and kids. What do you do to help mankind get better? What are you doing for people? You know, you had the privilege of playing for the Panthers, which you represented Florida for a while.
Yeah.
Kudos to that.
Before they got good.
And
I
Florida.
was at the building. I was in the building process. That's how I tell everybody now when they say it. I was
What
like,
year
I was
were
here-
you? What year did you
would
play
have
with Florida?
been would have been 15, 16, 14,
Okay.
15, 15, 16, 16, 17.
I think there's this didn't focus on their marketing. Recently they have been, and then they're winning now.
So but like this was right when Vinny bought the team. Vinny Viola brought the team, and he was great. Don't get me wrong. West Point guy was fantastic. But it was young. Like Ekblad was a rookie. Barkov was in his second year. Huberdeau was in his third year. It was like we were so young. And, we had Roberto Luongo and guys like Brian Campbell, Sean Thornton, Derek McKenzie. We had a lot of veteran guys, but we were just kind of in that like in between phase of like we
the
weren't going to get there.
marketing-
And I mean, you know what? They did a great job of drafting. They did a great job of trading. And it's great just to see them succeed because you know what? This market is a market that is dying for victories.
It's a
doing
good
everything.
sport. I think it's a very good sport. To get the youth indoors doing something, people. I mean, now even fishing is a big sport right now.
Yeah.
I like to encourage it, but hockey is a nice little sport where it's team oriented.
Well, you can't. So you can't be an individual in that. You have to.
That's
learn,
a good trait to teach kids.
You have to learn how, like you said, be a good teammate. 1, 2, communicate. 3, support each other. Because if you can't do that, you can't be a good teammate, communicate, and support each other. You're not going to do anything. It's not an individual game.
Yeah.
There's 4 other people on the ice other than you and a
And
goalie.
combating another 5 on the other side.
Correct. So if you can't work it together, you can't work as a team. You can't be successful.
I watch it, and it's kind of like soccer where it drives me crazy because you have to be very patient. I see it takes so long for those plays to truly play out. You have to keep playing the reset, do the play again. Up, reset, do the play again. And sometimes it's the same play over and over again, but eventually it works out.
Sometimes.
I did, after knowing you were coming, I looked at one of your first goals, and I actually can envision myself seeing that small window that you had, because you had two opponents in the way. It was a shot. It was one of your first goals in a Bruins uniform.
Was it in Tampa?
It was against Tampa.
So that was my first goal.
You had such a small window that I can only imagine how the world must have stopped for you. But you've practiced so many times.
Yeah. So the window wasn't small for me. Let's put it that way.
Because you've trained so much. That's what I wanted to get at.
So the amount of times, like you say, you practice and things like that, like when those things happen, it's like you've practiced it over and over and over and over and over again, that it is repetition, right? Repetition becomes very easy, that once you start doing it over and over, you can sit there and boom, it happens. You're ready for it. It was like, I remember Mark Savard passed it over and I had to pick it up off my skate, right? You practice that every day on the ice, of picking a puck up off your skate.
It became nature.
It's second nature out there, that once you start doing it, it makes it so easy and so effortless that when guys are starting to slide or move or things like that, I'm not looking at the first person. I'm looking at the person behind him.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at where the goalie's positioning himself and what's that white mesh behind him doing. Because I know where you're going to move and where your pads are going to be, but now it's how can I beat you and get behind you? And that's how I always looked at it, where when I was shooting a puck, I wasn't
Everybody was
looking
happy for you.
I wasn't looking at the person, I'm looking behind them.
Yes. And I saw, and I knew right then and there that you were a good person and a very humble person, because everybody was happy for you. You know how many people, they shoot their first goal and nobody really cares. They're like, yeah, hey, no big deal. People ran to give you a hug. Other teammates. So I was like, he's got something good going for him. And then you guys do win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
You got injured towards the end, but you were a big part of
and I had a guy go right through my knee. So I had surgery 2 days later.
Sheesh.
And I
don't know, but you look perfectly fine. Do we have one of him holding the... You look perfectly fine there. I don't know. With knee problems.
So this was me barely getting on the ice. This was game 7.
But you had to. You had to,
I had
bro.
to get on the ice, yep. And then, I got hurt. And you know what, though? I look at that in that situation, and there's a lot of different ways where, like, yes, you're jealous that you're not playing. Like, yes, you
were a big part. Remember what I just said? It's all the little components that led to that.
Correct. But the way I look at that is the guys that played were the perfect people to play to get us to that point. Because
who knows, you would have caused the problem.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is like the people that were in the lineup at that point in time, and the team that we had constructed, they did all the work. At that point, once I got hurt, you turned into a cheerleader. You're just like, all right, let's go, guys. Like, here you go. You're cheering them on because
you're being a teammate. That's what a team is.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do have to take the step back.
And you know what? It was the greatest learning experience for me, being my first year in the league and my first year pro, was learning that was because I was around such older guys of how
the maturity you get out of
how to conduct myself, of how you don't ride the highs, you don't ride the lows, you try to stay very even keel. And that's how I learned early on of like, okay, come to work, put your work face on, do your job, do what's asked of you, and go home.
Don't worry about what the media says, whether it's good, whether it's bad, because there's times that the media will turn against you. Then all of a sudden, they're your biggest fans.
I learned that early on in my career, that the media is ebbs and flows, and the more you stayed away from it, the better it was.
I think they're your best friends, because the more the media talks about you, I think, good or bad, the more it adds to your value.
However, I think it's bad if you read your own press clippings.
Oh yeah, you yourself, you can't let it, because it affects
your own press clippings. And I learned that early on in my career, was like, all right, just don't read the media, don't think about it, because what's it going to do? It's going to put you on a high, or it's going to put you in a low. And So just don't read it. Like I had Twitter. You look like you're human, right? You're gonna look at stuff, but then you read it, and I'm just like,
You got to avoid that. Yeah, you got to understand that their job is to create a narrative that's going to create views and comments.
It's clicks. It was clicks. Let's call it that way.
That's
clicks.
why I won't blow up in my social media fast as I could if I was here talking shit or creating bad dog, but I'd rather build a quality platform than something that's just going to go through highs and lows based off talking bad about people and nah, listen, I used to own a gun store, and this individual contacted ATF because I wouldn't sign a non-compete, right? I signed and I don't care, I'll put this out there. I have no problems with nobody. He contacted ATF and started making false accusations on me. Then he went to an internal affairs friend of his and tried to get me fired from the police department. True shit. I went to even complain to IA and all this, but whatever. That guy, I see him today, I still say hi to him. Hate is a gift. Either you accept it and now you deal with that problem, or he keeps it and it's just his problem. I have no hate for nobody. You could talk all the crap and wish all the bad on me. I still talk to my worst enemies. I still got my beautiful wife. We've been together 19 years. I got 2 kids. I have my health. They have their health.
The way that you got to
figure it out.
Well, the whole thing is what makes you happy, right? Like other people talking shit's not going to change the narrative of the life that you want to live, right?
If I see them with a flat tire one day on the side of the road, I'm that guy that would actually stop, bro.
Yeah, stop and help them. Be like, all right, hey, I'm here.
And that's the biggest slap in the face to people.
Well, kindness kills, right? That's the only thing. Kindness kills.
It's hard to understand that. A lot of people can't. They have that rage and that instinct to want to just hate somebody that hates them. And it's long term, it affects you. And then they own, like I tell Esau sometimes, you allow these people to live rent free in your mind.
What creates that negative
and it affects you
in your time. Because like I mean, like you said, like if it creates that negative perception, I guarantee you half the people that if somebody said that you hate them or I don't like them, could you actually go back 15 years and be like, I don't like, why do you hate them?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't concern myself with that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like most people, I'm saying like for anybody, like people that are listening, anything like that, if you go, hey, I have a personal vendetta against a random person 15 years ago.
Yeah, it'll be so insignificant.
Why do you hate them? Like you can't, if you can't remember why you hate them, there's no reason to.
It's so insignificant. Most of the time it's all drama or personal ego. Back to that ego problem. Listen, to each his own.
Yeah, it's true though.
And I bet even with your success, you probably had other players jealous and talk crap and want to create problems.
Well, that's just sports though. I think that's any type of sports or how things are done. Anyone's going to be jealous of success or let's be serious. You're in the minors and somebody gets called up. You're going to take it as a slap in the face. You're going to be like, why him, not me? Right?
And it's the dumbest shit. If you realize teamwork and friendship goes a longer way.
So this is what I learned, way later in my career was there's a reason why so-and-so is getting called up. There's a reason why this person's getting an opportunity. I think when you're so young, you're so driven in that point of like, I have to get to that. Like you see this end goal of like, I have to go there or I have to get there, or somebody's putting pressure on you to get to that point as quick as possible. Not about the journey. It's how can I sprint there, but not stay?
Correct. A lot of people, they'll sprint there and then they lose the opportunity.
Lose it. So, when I came back from Russia and, you're playing in the minors the last couple of years, it was like, all right, you're here, you're teaching the older guys because you've been there, you've done this. And you learn that over time from being around older guys, it's like, it's about you setting them up for success. It's not you anymore. And it's like,
I've learned that too, but it's hard to explain to people, bro.
It really is. But it's like, as many times as like I can sit there and be like, I should be that person. It's like, it's not me. It's their journey now. You're just a piece of the puzzle. And that's what I was telling all these guys. Like when I played in Tucson, my last year I broke my leg, and I told these guys, we had like a sit down meeting. We had lost 6 or 7 in a row, and you're watching games, and I walk in the locker room, I'm sitting there, and I go, we just had a conversation. I was like, guys, like, I'm a small piece of your guys' journey. So like, I'm here, bounce ideas off me. Like, I've been watching you guys play for the last 4 weeks. I'm like, what do we need right now? Because like this, like, I'm here to help you guys, and like, I'm just the liaison between you guys and the coaches right now. So I'm like, what do we need? And guys were like, I think we need like a night to just go out. And I'm like, by all means.
Bullseye.
I'm like, everybody, let's go. So then I literally got up, walked over to the coach's room, and I go, we're all going out. You guys too, everyone out. We're doing a team building right now. We're going to a bar.
Nailed it. I love that because it helps. And that's where the recreational therapy comes into place with what I'm doing. When I take veterans out fishing and hunting, it helps them take a step back from their depression and their anxiety and all these problems. So when they come back, they can assess from a different point of view now. So I'm glad. And that maturity came from as well from Team USA. What was it like when you got that phone call? So I'm telling you right now, that's an honor.
So I was in Russia when I got the phone call. I actually
Were you?
Yeah. So I was playing over in Russia. I knew that the NHL wasn't going prior to me going over there. So I was like, okay, this is an opportunity to like set yourself up to possibly go to the Olympics. And I got a call from my agent, Sean Hunwick at the time. And he was like, hey, I think there's a really good shot.
Sheesh.
And I was like, okay. And I wasn't really thinking about it. So then we were flying from Moscow to Novosibirsk, which is like Siberia. It's like a 6.5-hour flight. Well,
I would love to be able to hunt there one day.
it's at Novosibirsk.
In Siberia.
There's
Let
tigers.
me tell you, yeah, there's a
tigers.
little bit of everything
There's
there,
everything.
but that must be torturous. I'm sure you froze your ass off. But you're from Michigan.
So
It's some of that.
It was cold, but so it's not like planes there aren't like they're here. Like you don't have internet on planes flying. So like I didn't have internet. We take off. Well, I land. I have like 4 missed calls from Tara, like voicemails, like you need to call me right now. She knew before I did.
What?
Because my agent Sean had called her. John Van Beesbrook, the GM of the team, had called her and was like, where is he at? Like, we're trying to get a hold of him right now. And so she's getting all these calls. She
Love
knows.
it.
And then she's like, you just need to call Sean. She's like, I'm not breaking this news to you. So I call Sean. Sean tells me, he's like, hey, like, you're going to get named to the team. And then he's like, hey, just be by your phone. Send John a text message. I text him. He's like, I'll call you in 30 minutes. I'm on the bus. And all of a sudden, my phone starts ringing, and I look down. I don't recognize the number, so I pick it up, and it's John Van Beesbrook, and he's like, "Hey, I just want to say, like, congratulations to your."
I can
going
just
to the
imagine
Olympics."
the thought process, bro.
So, it was wild because I was like, "All right, I'm going to the Olympics." One, like, this is really, really fucking cool.
And your parents, to be able to tell your parents, your friends, like, oh my God, this.
Yeah,
It's not just me. I'm representing a bigger picture.
everybody. And I was like, this is wild. And I just remember we landed in Novosibirsk. It was like 3:00 in the morning their time. We're now playing them at like 2:00 in the afternoon. I think I maybe slept an hour and a half on this trip, like that night, because you're so excited because you're calling everyone of like,
Of course,
holy
it's something
shit,
you want to
like-
share with your friends and
yeah,
your
you're
family.
like, holy shit, this is happening. And then fast forward 3 weeks, I'm on a plane from Russia back home to the States, where I went from Khabarovsk or Vladivostok, which is the farthest east of Russia.
Is that one of those teams we couldn't name, Isa?
Yep.
She's like, he's played for these 2 teams. She's like, I can't say the names. I was like, all right.
So I played for Kazan and Tractor in Chelyabinsk, but Khabarovsk and Vladivostok is the farthest east. It's like over top of North Korea and China. It's the farthest east. It's on the Pacific Ocean.
Like one of those like non-populated areas.
It's like, this is where like there in Novosibirsk is where like you would could very easily see a tiger on the street, and people would just be like, "This is
Love it.
So I went from there back to Kazan, and then I went from Kazan back to Florida. Was down here in Florida for a week because they had like shut down the league because of like the Olympic break for a month. So I got to go home. So I flew home. I was training back here with one of my best friends, Scooter Vaughn and Anthony Perticaro. We were skating every morning at 6 a.m. and up in Lake Worth. So I was driving up to Lake Worth every day to skate. And then I had to go to LA to meet up with the team. And then from LA we go to Beijing.
Did you automatically click with the team or?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it takes a little bit of getting used to because you probably never played with a lot of those guys.
So a kid that I grew up with, Andy Mealy, was our captain. I grew up with him from the time we were 8 years old until we were 15. We played together. So I knew him. But we had a great mix. We had kids that were still in college. So we had half the team was vets, half the team were still in college. So it was like the perfect gel of like you had old but young.
Good.
And
you need the old because of the experience.
But you had these young up and coming studs and that were going to be absolute studs that are studs right now in the National Hockey League. And you could just
Who
see
stood out to you the most?
So you had Matt.
That you were like, this guy's going to be a badass.
Like Matt Nyes that plays for Toronto Maple Leafs. Brock Faber was an absolute horse for us. Plays for Minnesota. Matty Berniers plays for Seattle. And we had Nick Abrazizi, who was with Toronto.
Yeah, because there's always that young kid that legit, because not everybody young understands and puts in the hard work. Some of them just feel entitled because they're skilled.
Oh, these guys they knew they were studs too. But they were like, they had all played USA Hockey together, like at the national team, where like they were all together and they all played World Juniors the previous year together. So they all had like that kind of that click together to like, that grew up together. But like
chemistry.
And then what we did when we were in LA, David Quinn was our coach, and myself and Andy walked up to him the first day we were there and we're like, hey, is there any chance we can just get some beers and hang out and get like a conference room and like all of us can just hang out and have a conversation? And he was like, oh, that's an unbelievable idea. So we got a couple cases of beer. We're like, all right, everyone just go around the room, just introduce yourself. Let's get to know each other.
Correct.
Tell each other about ourselves, because for the next 21 days,
whoever came up with that is the badass, because it helps the telepathic, or I don't know what it's called, communications, because you know the thought process of each other.
Yeah.
You need that.
And you're just sitting there and you're like, you're just trying to understand and learn. And because we're like, we have 21 days with each other. So let's learn this, because this could be a brotherhood that's for the rest of your lives, because we're in the Olympics. And it was also one of those things where like, we were such not underdogs, but like we were the youngest team since 1980 to go to the Olympics, that we were like, well, this could be something. And we had that team, like as soon as we stepped on the ice that first day, it was like, oh, we can do this.
Yeah, you got a good matchup.
Yeah, and then obviously when we were there, the shootouts are the dumbest thing in IIHF. Like we should never have lost in a shootout to Slovakia. We should have just kept playing.
But those are the rules, so you just got to play the game and take it like a champ and hold your head high.
Unfortunately, yes. But like our team was like,
rules are the rules from the moment it started
to the moment it's over.
Those are the rules when you guys went. Hey, we lost. We're going to be that much better next year. It is what it is. It's regardless, it adds to who you are as a human being.
And that part was tough, because like we knew we had a team that could that could run the table, but like those things happen.
It does. And I tell people, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but at the end of the day, you have to hold your head up high and say, you know what? You were there.
Yeah. You
were there. And you know how many people are professional athletes and never go to an Olympic game at all? So
it's sad.
Congrats to you.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate it. It's one of those things. I think it's still, I don't think it's really set in still. And it's still one of those things, like it's a pinch me moment that I still played in the National Hockey League.
It's going to be, and I emphasize it because it's kind of like us going to Iraq. it's not something I did for thank you for your service. And I didn't do it for that. I did it because it's what I felt is my duty as an American, right?
Yeah.
You went, it was just what you were supposed to do. It's like you went and got milk for your wife and kids. It's not like the wife's will be like, oh, thank you for getting us milk. No, it's just what you were supposed to do. It's your duty. But just like veterans that I have that watch my channel, they don't know that there are people out there they've never met and they're grateful for their service. But again, thank you for your service and representing this country when you went and competed in the Olympics. I want to ask you a question, which, Isa, shooter's gauntlet? Mm-hmm. One hit, go, 60 seconds. Is that one already? That's one.
Steven Kampfer?
Yeah. Quantity off time.
Yeah.
The guy's a sharpshooter in the ring, but not in my shooter's gauntlet. Brother, I'm sure you barely put in time in the ring anymore because, by the way, your years have been rough on you. Real rough. Isa, can you show what he looked like when he started his hockey career?
It didn't load, but I'm gonna
Shut up.
Wait, let me see if I can add it.
I have a picture of your first year
In the National Hockey League?
No, yeah,
Oh,
of
like
playing
when
in
I was a
NHL. You were so young.
So young.
Uh,
Oh, yeah.
And now you look all beat up, scruffy, and I wanted to add that. I was like, bro, the years have been rough to
Oh,
you,
yeah,
bro.
they're not good.
It loaded!
It did.
You're-
Let me see what's up.
It's an overlay.
Put it.
No, that was
Look at that.
That was college.
That was
freshman
college?
year. Yeah.
Oh, when we put up, it said
That's
first
college.
year of
No, that's
Bruins.
college. That was, God, I had to be 17.
Oh, man.
Uh-huh. We were down here at the RAL 2 weeks ago. We had like an interclub down here.
I went to one of the big events they had there. It was a huge matchup there. But it
Liv?
was so chaotic. It felt like like a big marketing type of scam type of
Liv.
match.
You're probably Liv.
There was that, yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was too much.
I went to the one in Tucson, so I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
but
it
I mean,
was-
I'm a PGA guy. Like I like watching the best players. It's like the Ryder Cup. Like I want to watch the best players play against each other.
I went just for the drink and social media. Hey, check me out. I'm here. But I didn't leave from that one tent that had shade, and screw that.
It's too hot.
It does get too hot. It's starting to cool down now. Supposedly there's a cold front coming. But yeah, it's way too hot in Miami, man. You're out there, you're sweating, and like you said, you got to take 2, 3, 4 showers a day.
Just can't get dry. It's insane.
And then you're sticky, and it's the humidity is what gets me. It's the humidity here.
So you know what I love? I'll go back to like the workout stuff. Is like when I was training my last couple of years and I'd work out at my garage. Mm-hmm. I'd go and I'd start working out at 6 a.m. I'd wake up at 5:30 just to I'd do my workout before like Tara and Teddy got up. Mm-hmm. Just so like I had the day to like spend with them. And I didn't realize how humid it was before like 8 a.m. And I would open that garage and
Yeah.
wow.
I do the same thing. Usually I'm up by 5 a.m. I'll take my dog, my older dog, to keep her hips from acting up. We'll go for a walk at 5 a.m. But it gets hot. Once in a blue moon, I'll go for my runs in the middle of the heat because you still got to prepare your body and your mind for it. Because if not, one day you are going to get a flat tire. Something's going to happen to you. Oh, but it's so hot. And you're going to be like, okay, this is what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
I've dealt with this before. It is what it is. Just going to have to suck it the fuck up. Or it's just like a lot of people, oh my God, it's raining. I got to stay. No, it's just water. If I got to get out of my car and go get my daughter from school and then walk her back to my car, it's just rain.
It's you get wet. It's
You
gonna
deal with it.
dry. It's
Listen.
gonna dry.
Do I avoid the humidity? Yeah, just like I avoid freaking Miami rush hour traffic. If I have to go somewhere, I go between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. That's it. But sometimes you just gotta suck it the fuck up. I got a medical appointment at 4 o'clock in the VA hospital in downtown. There's fucking 4 hours of my life, like 2 hours dealing with traffic that way, 2 hours dealing back. But it is what it is.
I gotta tell you, if I were you and I had to do that, I'd be leaving at 2, and I'd make sure I was sitting there.
My mom lives down that way, so usually what I do is I
Yeah.
go, Mom, make me a little ham and cheese sandwich, little cafecito. I don't know if you guys drink Cuban coffee, but that's usually what I do. Your go-to golfing buddies, can you give them a shout out? Who are they?
No, because I play with everybody at our club.
You
I
do?
don't have
Okay.
I don't have a group that I play with every day. So like that's the one thing that I love about that place is we have
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought
So-
you always had your same buddies that you
Nope.
guys meet up and.
No. So that's what I like about this course is like so when
Wow.
I was at Fort Lauderdale, we had like a group of guys, we had 12 guys, and you had your group that you'd play with all the time.
Huh.
So now this course, what we do is we have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have these throw-in games. And when you just say, you click like an email, says like playing or not playing, and you show up and they randomly pair you with people. And that way you meet everybody at the club. You,
I like that.
You have
I
to
like that.
introduce yourself. You're spending 4 hours with these people. So like, you're going to find out like, do I like you? Do I not like you? Do I, what do you do for work? What do you do for your hobbies? Things like that. Like you get to know everybody. And then when you're done, everybody kind of sits around outside, has a beer, talks, things like that, where you wouldn't necessarily like.
It's
that's-
more than just the golf.
It's
itself.
more than golf. It's networking, but it's also like, again, you don't know what somebody's going through, and if you have a conversation with them, you get to know them,
Yes.
and then you get to
Yes.
talk to them, and then when you see them, hey, how's your kids? Hey, how's the job going? Hey, you just moved. How's the new house? Like things like
Oh
that.
shit,
where
you need
like
a job. Damn, I know somebody that can help you
Correct.
get whatever. I like
Yeah.
that. You know what? I always thought golf was something rich people played, but I like that. You know what? I'm gonna see. I have a membership at the one in Coral Gables. Forgot the name of it now. The Billmore.
okay,
If you're a veteran, back when I first got back from Iraq, they had a small window that they were like, yeah, if you're a veteran, they'll let you free.
yeah,
But I guess too many people were, they shut it off, but they hooked it up. But you know what? I like that it's random. Because I thought, if it's just with your boys, then it's like, I'd rather just go to the shooting range and
correct. Like, and it gets boring playing with the like. No,
I
offense,
do.
Like,
I agree.
It gets boring playing with the same people all the time because I know your tendencies. I know what you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna do. I know this, or I know. It's like I feel like you get kind of stuck
the
in
game
the same.
changes every time.
You get monotonous conversations where it's like, okay, like today, for example, like I went out and played earlier this morning, and I just saw a guy that.
Did you? It was raining like a motherfucker, bro.
No, not where I was. It was.
it was good?
It was great until about 1 o'clock, and then it started pouring. But so a gentleman just got home from Colorado. They just bought a house out in Breckenridge, and he and his family were out there, and they spent the whole summer out there. I hadn't seen him since I left for Russia, so I got to talk to him about his family, and then at the same time, I looked at him. I was like, "You look unbelievable. I haven't seen you in."
Good.
In 10 months. And he's like, oh, I lost 40 pounds. And like right there, it's like conversations like that where like now it like
Organic,
You
and you
see
care
that,
about his
yeah.
well-being. You're
You-
learning about.
you learn
Good.
about it. And he's talking about like, oh, like now that I'm out there, I started mountain biking, things like that.
By listening to him, you motivated him. Just so you know, I think by people talking about it, about their success, it re-emphasizes and re-encourages them. Keep going because people are noticing.
Well, because like, again, it's like I haven't seen you in 10 months and like, holy shit, you look amazing, or
Good.
things like that where like you start having these conversations with them. And I didn't even play with them, but it's like you see them when, like before the round and you start talking to them.
40 pounds is noticeable.
Yes.
Isa, how much weight have you lost?
70 something.
That's amazing.
I haven't even noticed. I just asked because you said something. I love you. She's a teacher with my wife, so I see her all the time. But it's difficult to notice when you see the person every day.
Correct.
when you told me it was a big gap.
Yeah.
You really notice it then. I ask every single one of my guests these next group of questions, and it's to gauge the type of person you are.
All right.
If you were drafted right now to join the military because we got into a war somewhere,
Yep.
what branch of service would you go into?
See, it's tough. I have two answers to that one, because when I was a kid, I thought the Air Force was the coolest thing in the world. Like, I wanted to be a fighter pilot,
You're smart mofo, yes.
and I wanted to be a fighter pilot because Top Gun, right? Like, you were like, that's the
Let me
coolest
tell you,
shit
that
in the
would have been
world.
a good. I can see you because you were focusing on your college. You could have done it.
Yeah.
You graduated with your political science degree and everything. You
Yep.
could have.
So a lot of people don't know this. My mom and dad know this really well. I had a really bad injury my second year, third year pro. And I wanted to quit hockey. I wanted to try and go to the Navy SEALs.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wanted to like dig my boots in, and I wanted to be a Navy SEAL. And I read like a bunch of books. I read all about like the mental toughness and things like that. And that would have probably been the area that I would have wanted to go.
And you probably, being a professional athlete, I'm telling you, it's a possibility because you understand teamwork. Because for those units,
Yeah, but
it's-
listen to Buds. I'm like, ooh, you have to be a very, very
but
mentally.
teamwork, yes, but
mentally strong
a
person.
good portion of that has to do with being a team player.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when you get picked for these special op teams, you can't just be an individual.
No, it's
You could be as strong as an ox and run all these miles, but if you can't care for the guy to your right and left, they're gonna fuck with you even more in these buds programs.
But that's the thing, is like, that's your brother sitting here and here. And if I turn a corner, he's got my back.
I went into boot camp when I was like 18, and I got fucked with a lot because I was 18. I didn't know any better. All I cared about was my own survival and me making the runs. But then you look at the more older person who didn't run as fast and they weren't as agile, but they did great because they were legit caring about me and making sure everybody was taken care of, everybody was squared away. And you eventually learn, you're like, that's what really matters. Mm-hmm. The fact that you can run your 3 miles in under 20 minutes or whatever, yeah, cool for you. But did you make sure and motivate the other guy that was dragging ass? So
Did you make the other 15 people cross the line?
correct. So I think professional athletes do have that instinct in them, and they would do all right in military fields like the Navy SEALs. But I think you would have struggled in your shooting.
Oh, yeah.
In your
After
shooting.
seeing that,
They train you, you get some training, but you gotta put in the work. And I think fundamentals have to start from a younger age. So you understand the proper side alignments, I picture.
so I think I wouldn't say I have an addictive personality, but like when I want to learn something,
I'm the same way.
I put my head down and I go to work and I learn about it and I read
No
about
other
it.
way out.
And you sit there. So like if I sat there with a gun and I tried to learn how to do that, I would
would
have
figure
been
it
I would
the
have been
fuck
I
out.
would have been on the range until
Good.
all hours of the day trying to figure that out to be the best
'Cause you would've.
marksman that you could be, right?
I'm just going based off today.
Oh, I could tell you
But-
for sure. I told you before I even shot. I was like, the last time I shot a gun was 11 years ago. So I was like, I had no expectations with that.
Something that I'm always a call away. If you and your family ever need anything from me, you want to do a range day or you guys want to come over again and no shit, dissect it. You know, maybe we shoot some different firearms, see if we can find the right one that you and your wife can use for home defense, anything like that. We're always a call away.
I appreciate that. That's definitely do that.
If Isak, you could put the camera on me, I want to thank my viewers, all you veterans out there, first responders, teachers. Thank you guys so much for your service, nurses as well. This gentleman took the time out of his day. He could have been with his family at home, watching a movie, doing whatever he has to do, and he chose to come here, hang out with me, and share his stories so that I can share it with you all. Honored. I am more than humbled. Please hit the like, comment, subscribe. I don't care what you do, but you have to let me know what I can improve on. If nobody tells me the good, the bad, the ugly, I will know what I'm doing good what I can do better. Please, again, thank this gentleman right here, Steven Kampfer. Not only is he a good NHL player, he's an amazing father, husband, and friend. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having
No, you can leave it rolling because I got. Stay right there.
Okay.
You're not going nowhere.
I'm not moving.
Me?
No. You, I don't give a shit.